do 12 by 12, I help a lot of picture book authors, both with the craft of writing as well as submitting. And I got to know Emma a few years ago and truly was astounded at her gift with editing query letters. So much so that I started calling her the Query Whisperer, because she really is magic. So I invited her to do critique clinics for 12 by 12 members. Last year, we did video critiques of 50 query letters, and we see the same mistakes being made over and over, and it becomes so clear what people struggle with. And we sat down and we said, why is that? And there's so much information about how to submit picture books. Just Google how to query a picture book and you're going to come up with pages and pages of information. But what wasn't there was a comprehensive resource where you could go for everything you needed to know about picture book submission. While we were helping those individuals who submitted queries to us, what we weren't doing was helping everybody. And it was frustrating to know that, okay, here are 50 queries and we saw all these mistakes and we've helped those 50 people, but we know that tomorrow more than 50 more people are going to be sending submissions with query letters that have those same mistakes. And it became our mission to help people prevent that, because it's so easy to avoid if you know the rules and if you have all of those rules with you for every step of the process. You literally have 2 seconds to grab the attention of an agent or an editor.
I just want to echo everything that you just said, Julie. Part of our reason for doing this was because we were so aware that there wasn't one definitive resource out there that picture book authors could turn to for all the information. And I was finding in my own work as an editor, as well as a professor of children's literature, that every time someone asked me, where can I find information about this, or how can I learn about that, I was saying, well, you go here for this and go there for that and buy this book and go onto this website. And in the end, it was like, we've got to come up with a central resource and make it easier on our fellow picture book authors. The little known fact that I can share with you, because I've been published by 3 different large traditional publishing houses. I've spent a great deal of time in publishing houses, and for 6 years, we had our own imprint at HarperCollins. And so I really was on the inside, and I was able to sit in on acquisitions meetings, and I was an editorial director making judgments on queries and manuscripts and passing and acquiring material. What I saw and what I continue to see every time I step into our current publisher's office is so much of the submissions process is actually managed and handled by an assistant rather than the agent or the editor themselves. Assistant's job is to weed out the wheat from the chaff, to spare the agent or the editor that they're working for time. So you could have the most fantastic manuscript in the world, the most submission-ready manuscript ever, and it's not even getting to the editor's desk or the agent's desk because the assistant flagged some mistakes in your query or picked up some typos, or the query was too long or didn't follow the rules, or whatever it may be that made them just automatically put it aside and move on to the next one. And every time I walk past one of those desks, I literally see 2 piles on every agent or editor's assistant's desk. There's the slush pile, and then there's the little pile that's going to be taken into the agent or editor's office of the manuscripts that made the cut. And you want to be one of the ones that makes the cut when you've poured your heart and soul into creating something. Let's face it, our stories are like our children. We've nurtured them and we've raised them and we've helped them become the best they can be, and we put them out there in the world with all this faith and hope. And to not make the cut because there was a mistake that flagged your submission as not ready to submit to the big guns, the editor or the agent, is just heartbreaking, and more than that, it's avoidable. So that's really what we want to talk about: how to avoid those mistakes, how to make sure that you have followed all the rules, what those rules are, how you can actually get the manuscript and the query in the hands of the right person so that you can move on to the next level of your process and become a published author and continue to build your career.